We're live. Hello, welcome back to Pure Portugal Live. And today we're going to have a chat with the wonderful Andrea from Hedgewitch Healing. And we're going to talk about loads of things today, I think, Andrea. We'll cover a few things. We're going to look at Andrea's story, obviously, as to how you originally made your way over to Portugal and what sort of led you there, because you've had a fascinating, amazing journey, I think, so far. I know it, but I'd love to share it. And we can obviously talk a bit about what you are now doing there as well and what Hedgewitch Healing is all about. So it's a bit of a background story, isn't it, really? And a really nice, inspiring story, actually, I think. It's great.
Well, hello, Claire, and a big hello from a rather overcast central Portugal today. A fair day here. It's normally blue skies all year round, which is just wonderful. Thank you for having me here at Pure Portugal. I hope that my story will help to inspire anyone who's got that itch in them that says they'd like to change their life. For me, it was forced upon me because I was living quite comfortably in my little life in North Wales. I had a cottage there for 28 years. And I passionately worked with the government, going into schools and colleges, doing my aromatherapy talks and entrepreneurial talks, and obviously doing treatments at home at the cottage. And then this crazy, tragic, devastating story unfolded within our family, where basically, if anybody wants to read about the story, it's made the press around the world 3 times. And you just Google my maiden name, Andrea Calland, add the word vase, and you can read the unfolding of what was an extremely devastating chapter that basically bankrupted me, rendered me homeless, broke up the family, and cost me about £500,000. So how does one move from that? Well, my mama used to say to me that the road is never straight. And my brother at the same time had lost his job as a paramedic with ill health. So fortunately, with a small pension, he was able to buy a camper van, and he helped me to go about earning more money, doing festival works with my aromatherapy work and continuing with the schools and colleges. Whilst we basically started to research where we could go to live permanently. And Wales and England were becoming more and more expensive, and in a camper van quite cold. So we stumbled upon Portugal, to be honest, and it seemed to tick an awful lot of boxes. What's there not to love? You know, a great healthcare system here, fantastic infrastructure, really good road systems, affordable living, amazing climate. And once you're here, you learn that it's actually very abundant, fertile land to grow from independently. There are many peoples from around the world here now with all different cultures, knowledge, wisdom to inspire you with new ways, new ideas of living simply off the land and off grid. And the Portuguese people are very welcoming. They're very beautiful, generous, kind people who are happy to share their knowledge and wisdom and generosity too. So, I mean, it's just glorious. No regrets for choosing Portugal.
Did you know of Portugal before? Like, did you know much about Portugal beforehand? Had you been over before, or no? It's surprising how many people just don't realise, do they? They just don't realise how amazing
it is. It's a real little gem, a little treasure.
Yeah, it's obviously off the radar, isn't it? Still, even now, it still is. It's amazing.
Absolutely, it's a real treat of a place. So clean. And such varied places. You know, you've got the rugged ocean line. You've got the almost like a mirror lake ocean, which is hot in the Algarve. It covers everything. Mountains, which is where we are in central Portugal. We have the Mountains of the Stars and the Gardenia, which is the guardian mountain. And it's covered in quartz and rose quartz. It's quite magical.
Yeah, it's really, the country, as you say, for a relatively small country, the landscape is so vastly different, far from different from the UK. If you went from north to south, I mean, in Portugal, you could have gone through 3 different countries in one go, couldn't you? They're so completely different in the way they look. It's amazing.
And it's a fantastic example of how no one really should go hungry, because here there is such an abundance of food, and all the food that grows has seed, and so it continues, you know.
Yes,
many people are living very comfortably just by working with the land.
Yeah, absolutely right. There's, you know, you and I both know lots of people who live that way and have done now since they arrived. But as you say, I think there's still that amazing link with the Portuguese. There still is that huge link to the land in Portugal, which isn't in the UK anymore. You know, these sort of methods and ideas and, you know, various different wisdom hasn't been passed down to many people in the UK and in other countries across the world from the generations above. Whereas in Portugal, that link is still really directly there. I don't think there's such a big gap in the knowledge gap, if you like. It doesn't seem to be missing in the same way, does it?
Yes, I think there's very much still very proud of basically living simply, you know, very simply. So for us, we actually bought a plot of land in 2016, but it took, 14. And it took us 2 years to gift away all the big items that couldn't fit into the old camper van. So they went to people whose needs were greater. And we took just the essentials, which was basically books and clothes and cookery and basic tools. And we saved up the money doing the shows. And eventually we came out in 2016 to live permanently here off grid. And of course, it doesn't come without its challenges and experiences and lessons. You know, adapting to the climate takes time, and finding that your wells run dry in the summer wasn't great fun.
Yeah, that's never a great thing to find. Yeah, although I mean, I know in central Portugal, at least, you know, all of the amount of fonts that are local. I mean, it's the water is abundant, isn't it? You know, if you should find yourself in that awful situation, we spent 3 years with no running water at all. Not because we didn't have any, we just didn't, you know, we're too busy doing everything else to get running water to actually come to the house. And we used to collect our drinking water, and most of the water we used actually in the house from all of the fonts locally, you know. And I know it's still the done thing, isn't it?
Yeah, so sweet. I still collect my water from the fonts, to be honest.
How can you not? It's beautiful water. Fresh. I mean, it's like the nicest water you can find, isn't it? So it's crazy not to, yeah. So,
our little lady, Maria, who we bought the farm from, she actually directed us to where the waters were, because it was so overgrown that we didn't know where to find them. So, you know, again, that was through Facebook media that she learned that we were looking for the water on the land, and there she came with a hamper and a guide.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Amazing. That's so typical though, isn't it? That story is just, that's living in Portugal. That's what happens when you move to Portugal. People have the time and they want to help and they want to welcome you. You know, I don't think there's a more welcoming country in the world. I really don't.
But when you give up a regular income and, you know, many years of regular clients for massage, you're plunging quite bravely into an empty void. You know, you're going into a new country with perhaps a language barrier. You don't know if they're going to accept you. So the first thing I did when I arrived was to make an effort to go to meet my community and join the local festas, they call it here, where they celebrate all the local crafts. And there's virtually a little festival every weekend normally, bar this year. And here you start to pick up the basic language, and I take along just basically my bare hands and my little pop-up massage chair, and it was really readily accepted. People found it quite fascinating. It broke down the barrier of what actually a massage entailed. You know, they were no longer so shy. They realized it was actually really beautiful healing. And the business has gone from strength to strength, I have to say. So anyone out there who's looking at the Pure Portugal site and dreaming of your new future out here, it truly is paradise. And I hope to inspire you to take that plunge.
Yeah, it is possible, isn't it? It does take bravery, and it really does take a lot of bravery. It's not an easy thing by any stretch, but I think, you know, you're a testament to that. And you like us, arrived in Portugal with virtually nothing. You know, you go out with a huge amount of hope, and that's about the biggest thing you've got, you know, and it can work, you know, it really can. And it as long as you throw yourself into the community, as you say, I think the opportunities are there. You can survive.
The biggest word that comes to mind now for me is community. I found, and I've traveled quite a bit of Portugal since arriving here, I find that everywhere I go, there is a sense of community, strong community spirit. People really do help one another. And it was in 2017 that I was indeed helping a neighbour harvest her grapes, where I actually fell in love.
I know. This is the most amazing story ever. I mean, you moved to a new country and you found love. It's just the best, isn't it?
It's like a fairy tale story, isn't it? And we all love this sort of happy ending to a tragic start. So there I am harvesting the grapes because the community help one another when there are big tasks to do. So you don't feel so overwhelmed, and the job gets done much quicker, and we share a picnic, and life is sweet. And there he was, Pedro Branco. I thought, who is this guy? He's very helpful. And they said, oh, local log man, he's bigger than Coca-Cola. Everyone knows him. He's very helpful. He's very kind. So I approach him and I say, listen, I have a huge project at my farm. I want to clear all the disease wood from the riverbed, but it's going to take me about 20 years with their basic tools. I have no money. I can't pay you. But if you take the job, you can take away all the logs to sell. So we will be even. So he came out, he assessed the land. I think actually he noticed that I was single.
You get a free job and a wife at the same time.
So he accepted the terms and conditions, and we worked together.
Little did he know what that full contract entailed. He didn't realise.
For 3 months, we worked from light till dark, and every day we'd share a picnic. And near the end of this, I was really beginning to think, oh, you know, I'm going to really miss this wonderful, energetic, fun chap that I've been singing and dancing and sharing the breeze with. And I'm offering, as usual, a section of my orange. And this day he actually takes it with his mouth instead of his hands. My heart does a somersault, and I think, oh, Lord, what just happened to me? And that was it. Very quickly. History.
That was that.
Said, would you like to come to see my farm? And it turns out we were neighbours.
Oh, my goodness.
I said, why don't you live here with your animals? And he said, oh, I wouldn't live in the country out here by myself. But if you move in with me, I will. So I said, why not? And a year later, with so much singing and joy in this house, this beautiful little off-grid house we have on the farm, we decided to get married for the first time. Both of us have never married before. So we had an orange-themed, very relaxed, informal wedding here last October. And life is just so, so lovely.
Oh, Andrea, it's just beautiful, isn't it? What a story. I mean, you were destined to get to Portugal to find him, I'm sure of it. I really am. I really am. Yeah. It's such a lovely story. And you've made your life there. I mean, you've met your true love and you've made a life there. But, before him, you had made your life there already. I mean, you were very much part of the community and you've got amazing people around you, so it just goes to show, doesn't it? You throw yourself in and you just you just take a leap of faith, really, and it just shows how you can be rewarded, I suppose, really.
I think also it kind of restores faith that sometimes, you know, your dreams really can come true, and that miracles are about, they really do sometimes happen. Sometimes in the strangest of ways, you know. So I never give up on your dreams.
That's a brilliant message. That is the message for this video, I think, for sure. That is it, isn't it? I mean, you encompass that, as far as I'm concerned, anyway. That's why I was so overjoyed to chat to you. I just think it's a story that everybody should hear, you know, to know that it's possible. It really is. And obviously now you're settled there, and you've got your life there, you know, your husband there, and you have your business, which is Hedge Witch Healing, which we can see on the screen there. And you run your business from the farm, or do you go off to see people? I mean, I know this year's a bit different, but normally how would you be doing it now?
Well, there are no festas now, but there are still bio markets running. So I go to those, which is basically anyone who's organic can sell their wares, whether it's crafts or vegetables or myself, organic essential oils and bespoke creams and massage oils and repellents, natural repellents. And so basically there I'm able at the market to meet yet more new potential customers and encourage them to go to the website where they can learn what else I do here at the farm. Here I'm able to offer a more personalized service than going to a regular hotel spa for a massage. Here everyone is greeted with a pot of tea and a cup of cake. Sorry, a pot of tea and a slice of cake.
Yeah, absolutely,
to make it much more homely and relaxed for them, you know. And also to be able to spend that time and really harness what it is they actually want from a massage, you know. Aromatherapy works spiritually, emotionally, and physically. That's how the plant essences work. And that takes time to sit and spend that time with them choosing their own medicine.
Yes, I know exactly how you work on that. I mean, obviously, I'm sure people can find out more when they pop over to your website. And if they want to, do you have regular markets that you go to? Are there regular ones that people can find you at if they want to come and chat to you a bit more? If they find yourselves in central Portugal, is there somewhere that people know they can find you normally?
Yes, there's the Bioeco Market that runs every second Saturday of the month. So it's Sunday of the month. So it's this Sunday in Alpedrinha, 10 o'clock until 1. And there you will see a mixture of peoples with their creations and their imagination, and also a chance to socialize with your community. Obviously safe distance at the moment, but nevertheless trying to get back to a nice sense of community again.
Lovely.
And also if anyone has any questions about anything related to purchasing out here, or I direct them to you at Pure Portugal, because I know of many people who have bought through your site, which is so informative and helpful.
Oh, thank
you. I enjoy reading it. You're always friendly. You always have nice things nearly daily, you know, and it makes you feel that community thing again, you know, that you're not just buying a plot of land and being forgotten. You're amongst people that really care, whether it's from the healing side with my work or the fact that you nurture what you do.
Absolutely. It's very important. I think it's a life change, isn't it? And therefore you don't change your life just by buying a property. It's all encompassing, isn't it? It's everything that goes with it, really. So
especially if you're giving up the things like electric and water that are off the mains, you know, it takes a bit of a bold move, but it's all very doable.
But this is it, when you find a community around you and people who, I think it's so important that when you find people who have made the move, and obviously now in Portugal, there are people, you know, Portuguese and foreigners who have moved in who have all made these changes to their lives. And you can find people at lots of different stages, which I think is really great, you know, to find people when we first moved out, we found people who've been there longer and therefore more experienced, and had kind of gone through some of the bumps and the questions. And then some people who were there the same sort of time as us, and you could all share your experiences together. And that's sort of, it's only something that you can understand if you're going through it, you know, or you've been through it. And I think to have that instant connection with people who it's a shared life change. It's a shared worry, you know, confusion, the learning curve, everything. It can feel very tiring. And I think to have that and know people are there saying, yeah, we know what it's like. And here we are now 5 years down the line or 6 years down the line. It's such a really amazing thing to be able to grab onto, isn't it?
And I hope that it shows as evidence that it is actually very doable. We're having this meeting right now off grid. There isn't a lot of sun outside today. And here we are. It's almost like I'm living in a normal house, you know? So on that note, I'd like to remind the people watching this video that if they become your customer and buy their land through Pure Portugal, I hope to meet them by encouraging them to come for massage by offering a discount. So instead of the regular €35 for the hour-and-a-half session, I'm happy, more than happy to do it for 25 to help them to come to see the end product here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, a massage and get to be inspired at the same time. It's like it's the best package in the world. I'd be there. I might just rock up myself anyway.
You're always welcome.
Well, I know how amazing you are at it, so I definitely, you wouldn't get rid of me again. And anyone who hasn't yet experienced how amazing Andrea is and how so talented you are and so passionate you are about what you do, it just oozes out. It really does. I think people just need to come and see you, and they'll soon figure it out, won't they? They soon will understand.
Thank you, Claire. That's lovely of you.
Not at all. Look, it's absolutely lovely to chat to you today, and really grateful for your time on a off-grid cloudy day. So thank you for giving us some of your power today in all senses. But it's so lovely to chat to you and hear your story. And as you say, people please do head over to your website, and you know, if you've got any questions, you can be found there, can't you? So I hope that we can help connect you up with some more amazing, lovely people through the community. It'd be great.
Thank you, Claire. That's lovely of you.
Not at all. Not at all. Thank you so much. It's lovely to chat to you and hear your story. And I'm just so happy to hear such an amazing, happy ending. It's just the loveliest. It really is. You take care now.
Bye-bye.
Bye now. Bye-bye.